NCWLIFE Channel Sports is proud to bring you the following presentation.
In easily to score is Byer. Schooler comes out right behind him.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for Youth. Now, live coverage of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Go, go, go! Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wenatchee, Washington for today's encounter between the Skyline Spartans and the Wenatchee Panthers. Hi again, I'm Sebastian Moraga. Thank you for having us with you. And what can I tell you? It's a great day, beautiful weather, and finally it's soccer season again in the Wenatchee Valley. I wanted to tell you, Matt, that this game is exciting for a variety of different reasons. We have two teams. We have Skyline trying with one win, with one loss, trying to get their season moving in the right direction. We have Wenatchee with one win, one loss, one tie, trying to do the same thing. But there's a backline to this, a backstory to this, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean the storylines are infinite on this game. I mean, Skyline's got the history. They've got 7 wins over 9 games, 1 tie and 1 loss to Wenatchee. Their loss this year, I don't know how much I put into that. It's against Tahoma, which was a quarterfinalist last year in state, a seasonal or annual perennial powerhouse.
Of course.
So you got that. You got Wenatchee, who's graduated 14 players off of last year's team. You've got some of the most prolific scorers on the team that have ever been on the team graduated. Filling that, you've got a huge grudge. Wenatchee feels like they were slighted a couple times against Skyline last year, and rightfully so. I mean, a couple calls and it meant easily 2 points in that, 2 goals in that game last year in the semifinal game. You know, a different seeding in the RPI, which I think they could have easily made an argument for. I mean, I can go on and on about that. So I think that I know that they really want to return the favor to Skyline badly and write that storyline.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting one for all kinds of different reasons, and we're glad that you're here to watch it with us. When we come back, we have an interview with the head coach of the Panthers, Dennis Stronson, the keys to the game, the starting lineups, and a whole lot more. Don't go away.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl here in Wenatchee, Washington. Next to us is the head coach of the Wenatchee Panthers, Dennis Stronson. Coach, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we were talking in the pregame that the storylines abound when Skyline comes to town. Tell us a little bit more about that, please.
A little bit of history. I mean, I think this is our 9th meeting altogether. We've met twice in the state tournament, and we've taken 1 from them in 2015, and then last year, unfortunately, they got us in the semifinals.
Now, what is the vibe among the players? Is it just business as usual, or is there, okay, this is our chance for a little payback?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of motivation. They felt that they were in that game, you know, just 1 shot away from sending it overtime or getting the victory. And so those returning seniors that played in that game are really motivated tonight, and they're getting everybody ready to play, and I'm sure Skyline will be on the same page.
Now, what about the game against Quincy? This is a chance. The game against Quincy started really well, then some things were a little awry on both sides, ended up with a 5-4 score. I've never seen you to be happy after giving up 4 goals, even if you win that game. I don't think this was the case either. But what is the vibe regarding fixing those mistakes from that game?
Well, 2 of their goals were, we had some freshmen in, and for them to understand our defensive rotations is not quite there yet. But the same freshmen that made the mistakes also put 3 in the back of the net. So, you know, you give a little, you take a little. We'll take the 3 goals and we'll correct the 2 goals they gave up.
I think one of the things that is almost one of your philosophies is you rather make those mistakes in March rather than in May, correct?
Yeah, everything's about, if you're going to make a mistake, miss the shot, miss it in May or March or April, because it's all about May. That's when we want to be playing our best.
Absolutely. Mr. Wisen, your show.
Yeah, speaking of that, graduated. How many players last year? Almost 14?
We graduated 11 from our side last year, and they graduated 8.
And maybe you can talk about the task ahead. You return most of your defense there. You've got some early season injuries that are affecting some of the rotation and players coming on late. But how's the team starting to gel, and maybe the timelines of getting some of those players back?
You know, having the seniors that played last year and started a lot, our entire back line, unfortunately we lost our 2-year starting goalkeeper to an injury that put him out for the season. And so we're going with our backup junior, and he's grown just exponentially this year. And then to add the fresh legs, we did not have them last weekend. Unfortunately, they were playing out of state, and now they're back fully eligible and ready to get after it.
So your one loss this season is in a kind of a weird penalty shootout to Central Valley. Can you explain why we decided to go to penalties that game, and what that whole thing was all about?
Well, when I met with the coach from CV, he only had 13 kids, and he just felt like he could not go into overtime with 13 bodies and then turning around and playing the next day. I'm sure if it would have just been a single game, we would have went to overtime and played the 5s and then the PKs. Unfortunately, we learned that we're not very good at PKs right now, but it is March.
Yeah, exactly. So best of luck this season.
All right, that was Dennis Johnson, head coach of the Panthers. When we come back, we have 40 minutes of top-notch soccer action for you. This is NCWLIFE Channel. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. It is Soccer Friday here in the Wenatchee Valley. We couldn't be happier to have the chance to bring you this game between the visiting Skyline Spartans and the Wenatchee Panthers. Let's go right away to the starting lineups brought to you by TC Slingers. Let TC Slingers save you time, money, and labor with their conveyor application. Call for your free estimate today, 509-885-2269. That's 509-885-2269. TC Slingers of Wenatchee, your landscape placement company. First, the visiting Skyline Spartans, coached by the very talented bilingual Don Brayman. We spoke a little Spanish down there while we're working through the pronunciation of some of these last names. Very impressive. Goalkeeper, number 1, Arnav Murudkar. Number 4, Micah Palmer. Number 5, Caleb Trong. Number 6, Colin McKenna. Number 9, Hudson Moore. Number 10, Braden Ferreira. Yikes. Number 11, Dylan Hernandez. Number 13, Kyle Krupp. Number 14, Eli Jason. Number 18, James Kearns. And number 21, Jackie Chen. Like we said, the strategist, the chief strategist for the Skyline Spartans is Don Brayman. And now, the Wenatchee Panthers, coached by our good friend Dennis Tronson. Number 1, goalkeeper Tanner Russell. Number 3, Corin Collier. Number 4, Gabriel Mata. Number 5, Emmanuel Ocampo. A little funny story about him in a little bit. Number 6, Ben Marchand. Number 7, Alex Sanchez, not Alexis. Number 8, Pierre Vega. Number 9, Anthony Garcia. Number 10, Julian Reyes. Number 18, Chani Vega. And number 11, Callan Zumak. We're almost ready to start this contest. Matt Wisen, you mentioned that this Wenatchee team had graduated a lot of his players from last year. How big of a factor do you think this will be early in the season in a contest that, like we said in the pregame, has a bit of history?
Early in the season, it's going to be a big deal. When you graduate, basically, 4 all-world players off your team, it's a big hole that has to be filled. And the chemistry, primarily in the midfield and the two strikers, which accounted for about 98% of your goals last year. which was the most prolific goal-scoring team in Wenatchee history. So a big gap there. Defensively, they're returning a lot of starters. So they're strong on defense, which helps. If you're going to be strong on anything in the start of the season, you're going to be wanting to be on defense and then work it out going forward. Yeah. They're starting to get there. They've got some great talent coming into those slots, and they're starting to get some chemistry. So as the season progresses, they're going to find that chemistry and planning on, of course, starting to score a lot more goals.
Absolutely. We talked to Coach Tronson about a week ago, and he told us that some of his senior defenders told him, Coach, we only just need the one goal. We got it taken care of here in the back line. So, like you said, the heft, the experience, the know-how of the senior back line will definitely play a role, not just here in the early going, but as the season progresses. Now,
and really quick, fortunately, he did get a chance last year to work a few of those players through the roster. And when they were up in goals, they were able to get some minutes resting from their starters and get those juniors some time, some minutes on the ball. And that really will pay dividends.
Absolutely. We even saw the goalkeeper Tanner Russell get some minutes last year as well. And that, of course, will play a factor now that the job of goalkeeper is in a bit of a flux. Could you tell us a little bit about that, Matt Wisen, what the status is on that?
Yeah.
We had Sid Munguia, who did not come back to the program. We had Tanner Russell, who played against Quincy, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then we had an injury.
An injury to another senior goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think he's out for another couple weeks.
Oh, easy, man.
Yeah,
easy.
years. No, that'd be horrible. A couple weeks, but it puts pressure on Tanner to stay healthy, to stay in the game. Last week we saw him get 2 yellows against Quincy. And so now we've got to bring up the JV keeper who did an outstanding job coming in cold.
And he's coming in cold, absolutely.
Yeah. So Zane steps in, does an outstanding job, gets the win at Quincy on the road. So as a true freshman, that's saying something.
Oh, yeah.
So the talent in the future is really bright for this team, and we just got to get through this couple weeks here and get some players back in the system. So
and not just the talent, but the numbers are quite impressive for the sophomore and freshman class. There were at least 19, 19 turning out, and 20 some odd underclassmen turning out. So, and some of these younger kids in club have had great success. Yep. So the future is indeed bright. You're absolutely right about that.
A lot of these kids won a national championship at club, and now you're seeing it. You've seen. I can't remember the time this early in the year where there's been 3 freshmen on the lineup.
Right away.
And Tronson has historically rarely had freshmen in the lineup at all.
That speaks to the level of trust he has in those kids. All right, we're almost ready to start here. We're going to take a quick break in a couple of minutes as we await the conclusion of the starting lineups. Now we're going to take a break. We're going to the national anthem. When we come back, we have the first half action between Skyline and Wenatchee. Don't go away.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full-swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. We can lift this up. Time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee and Skyline ready to go at it. And we'd like to say hello and welcome to all our friends from the Issaquah-Sammamish area who might be tuning in here on our Facebook feed. I was lucky enough to work in the Issaquah-Sammamish area for 3 years in the old Issaquah Press over there on Front Street near the library in beautiful Issaquah, Washington. So a quick hello to our Spartan audience. Hopefully you'll enjoy listening to and watching this broadcast here from the Apple capital of the world. No? Not so much? All right. Okay.
We might actually get a little bit of a Homer announcement sometimes. That slip up.
You don't say. I hadn't noticed. All right, folks, we're almost ready to start. This moment of the game brought to you by Abby's Pizza. For more than 50 years, Abby's has proudly served the Northwest with toppings to the edge. 100% real cheese and freshly rolled dough. Make it an Abby's Pizza tonight. All right. Skyline in white with green numbers. Beautiful, great, clear, big numbers. Wenatchee and I want to say black with purple numbers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. From right to left on your screen, Wenatchee starts the action. We are in business here at the Apple Bowl. A quick run down to the right side. A couple of bounces here and there. Ball goes out of bounds. Should be Marchant. Is that how you pronounce that, Marchant?
Marchant? Yeah, Marchant.
We'll figure it out. Throwing for the Panthers. To the right corner. Shot across. Ball sails out of bounds.
We can call him Ben.
Skyline on the move now. Crop the touchback for Trong. Trong, the long ball across the equator. Connecting at midfield. A nice touch to the right side. Hernandez being well marked. Ball goes out of bounds. A good job, it looked like, by Corin Collier on the mark there. Throwing for the Spartans. Kyle Krupp on the throw-in. Heart of the box. Couple of touches there that sail wide. It will be a goal kick for the Panthers. 47 seconds into this one. We're just getting started here in Wenatchee. Hernandez and Ferreira. Whistle on the play. Referee says sees something he doesn't like. And Mr. Ferreira, Braden Ferreira, is feeling the effects of that close encounter with the Wenatchee player. He's still... Oh, he lost a shoe.
Yeah, I think there somebody stepped on a foot there.
It will be a free kick for the Spartans. Right-footed shot coming via Colin McKenna. The pivoting header does not surprise the backline of Wenatchee. And with a minute 47, we'll have another goal kick for the Panthers. It's a beautiful evening of soccer here in the shadow of Saddle Rock. Whistle on the play, a bit of a shove there. Good call by the referee. Putting it back into action is Pierre Vega. Vega and Mata. Battling it out for Skyline was Kearns. Chani Vega on the recovery. Reyes. Reyes. On the mark was Jason. Reyes still battling, trying to get past the forest of white jerseys. Reyes on the double coverage. Recovered by Jason. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Wenatchee ball. 2 minutes 45 into this first half of play. Mata on the mark now. Looks like it's number 19, whom we don't have in the roster. Looks like it's Jackie Chen, but we're not entirely sure. We'll try to find that out for you folks. It will be a free kick for Wenatchee. Swinging a right foot attempt by Gabriel Mata doesn't work. Cleared away by the back line of the Spartans. It should be Wenatchee ball, but the referee and the assistant referee are a side closer than us. They've determined it's Spartan ball. There's the throw-in. The quick touch to Ferreira and back. Across the center circle. Recovered nimbly by the Panthers. The quick give and go doesn't pay dividends. The takeaway that time by Wenatchee does. Ball goes out of bounds, however. It will be Kyle Kropp putting it back into play. Kropp into Wenatchee territory. Ocampo across midfield for Chani Vega. Rejected by the midfield of Skyline. Collier. The goalkeeper, Mr. Russell. Russell. The through ball. Good opportunity here. Garcia trying to anticipate Caleb Trong. But it was Trong who sends it with more urgency than style to the throw-in. Excuse me. 4 minutes 32, and little by little we're seeing more action on both ends of the field, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, I like what Wenatchee's been doing so far this year. They've been sending balls in. They've been recognizing when the striker has been isolated one-on-one and sending those balls in earlier to the striker and letting that player fight for it. Last year, the ball didn't make that movement. It was really deliberate build-up for the most part. And I think we lost a lot of opportunities when you got a really strong striker that has speed. If they're isolated one-on-one, you give them a chance. and this year, we're doing that much more often, which is I like to see.
Right-footed touch by Skyline. Off to the races now is Dylan Hernandez. Under some pressure now is Collier. Collier, defensive header by Wenatchee doesn't quite work. They're still battling for it at midfield. Recovered now by Chani Vega, opening the ball up to the right flank. They give a go for Chani. Chani, Micah Palmer letting it sail out of bounds. Let's see what the referee says. Oh, Chani on a bit of a tumble there at the end. Perhaps looking for a foul. It will be instead a goal kick favoring Skyline. It was actually Palmer looking for the foul call. There's Palmer. The touch straight up for Jason. Back to Palmer. Jason with a bit of trouble, taken away by Wenatchee. There's Reyes. Reyes and Vega. McKenna. McKenna. Sanchez. Cleared away that time by Trong. Ball sails into the stands, and little girl is there to keep the game moving. Good for her. She wants a souvenir? No, she's sharing it, but there we go. Nice job, nice job. All right. Throw in for Wenatchee. Excuse me, it will be Collier.
Yeah, remember those old MISL games, Tacoma Stars and company? You used to be able to keep the ball if it went into the stands. I'm definitely aging myself.
Some games in South America, you still can do that. That's where I'm from. Shot across, the quick touch, and the stop by the goalkeeper, Mr. Murudkar. We're back in action now. Ferreira opening the game up to the right side for Kropp. Whistle on the play. Will Hudson Moore, and let's keep it clean, says the referee. And Wenatchee player is going to get himself a lecture.
Yeah, well, he didn't appreciate the ball being scooped up and dictated by the defense what to do with the restart.
Yep.
I think Wenatchee is trying to do a quick restart. And
it was Julian Reyes hearing it from the referee.
Yeah, there's ways to voice your displeasure, and there's ways not to. So I'll leave it at that.
The touch to the back for Wenatchee. Down the flank, shading towards the center alley. Vega, Pierre Vega. Now it's Collier. Sanchez, good ball. And a charge, whistle on the play, and let's see what the referee says. That was almost retaliatory in a way, Matt Wisen.
It was a hard tackle. He did go, maybe went through the player to get to the ball. It was close. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always suspicious of when a player makes a really nice move and then there's a foul right after that. It's like, feels like, in a way, sometimes it feels like payback of sorts. But then again, I shouldn't assume the worst right away.
I think players take a little bit too much offense when they get megged. And sometimes I hate the games that just turn into a make fest instead of actual playing.
Chani Vega with the free kick. Let's see what this young man and his right foot can do. 4 on the wall. There's Vega. And the crossbar says not this time. You could see from up here the disbelief in Chani's face. He thought that was going in all the way.
He is a free kick specialist.
Oh, for sure.
He does very, very well on that. I think he had 2. He had 2 at Quincy, I believe he did.
Trong. Let's see how Skyline responds. Krupp and Trong. Wenatchee putting some pressure. I would say that was an accidental handball in my book, but the referee disagrees. We're going to go with the experts on this one.
Consistency I would like to see. Because that ball did come off his leg and onto his hand.
Yeah. But I think the hand was there to keep it from hitting him on the face, I thought. But that's just me. And
I believe they made some law revisions to the handball a couple years back where they allow that ball to deflect off your arm onto your hand.
Oh.
But it's all how the referee interprets it.
Of course. We're going to go with the experts on this one. 10 minutes, 22 seconds into this first half of play. Wenatchee and Skyline tied at 0-0. Biosports, physical therapy, aquatherapy, sports biomechanics, orthopedic, physical therapy, orthotics, all you need to keep moving. Find them online at biosports.net. Open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The long kick up the field on the left side by McKenna. Rejected. Trying again is Jason. Excuse me. A bit of a shove there, right in front of the referee. Hudson Moore called on the foul. It will be a free kick for the Panthers. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Wenatchee ball, and it is. A quick round down the flank. Garcia. Recovered by Palmer. Ferreira, Hernandez. Hernandez with some space. Now he gets crowded. Rejected with more urgency than style by the back line of Wenatchee. And speaking of urgency, number 5, Caleb Trong, sending it to the throw-in. We're back in action now. Mata. Reyes, the shot. Reyes, couple of bounces. He's offside. Referee says play on. And the stop by Arnav Murudkar. Dressed very appropriately for St. Patrick's Day, Matt Wisen.
First thing I did this morning is put green on.
That's all I need to know. Thank you. No more details, please. The roster for Wenatchee has Emmanuel Ocampo, spelled O''CAMPO. So getting into the spirit of things here at the athletic department of Wenatchee High School. A nice give and go. Almost catches Mr. Russell out of position. He backtracks and controls that ball, delivers a long kick up the field. One of the things that Coach Johnson mentioned that is, we'll tell you more about it because here comes Wenatchee putting some pressure now. Caleb Trong sending it outside of the box. Garcia, Vega. Whistle on the play. Foul call on Hernandez for Skyline. It will be a free kick for the Panthers. One of the things that Coach Johnson mentioned was the length of the goal kicks by Tanner Russell. That's another one of the pluses about having him under the 3 tubes. I don't know if you've noticed something along those lines, Matt Wisen, but it's certainly something to behold.
Yeah, he's definitely added some distance to his kicks. Last year, I think we were hamstrung a little bit by that. Restarts on goal kicks. Some of our turnover percentages were a little bit too high on that, and allowed some teams to pin us back a little bit if we couldn't just hit the relief button.
There's the kick. Pierre Vega, heart of the box, and a header! My goodness, I thought it was going in, Matt Wisen. I really did.
I'm still wondering why that wasn't in. I'm looking for the hole in the net. My eyes told me it was in.
That would be, it looked like Chani from up here?
I think so.
Chani Vega. For those of you who are not aware of this, there are 2 Pierre Vegas in the Wenatchee roster, and from what I understand, they have the same middle initial. So, number 18 goes by Chani Vega. Bit of a hard challenge there. Ball goes to Skyline. It should be a free kick. The assistant referee was right there. And it will be the Spartans putting it back into play. Looks like Colin McKenna. 14 minutes, 45 seconds into this one.
Wenatchee should be well versed for those long crosses. That was one of Skyline's main characteristics last year is on the turnover and transition, long crosses to the other side, and Wenatchee struggled to shift defensively to cover that, and we gave up goal after goal after goal at Skyline last year, and then even the goal in the state semifinal game against Skyline in that same deal. So I'm sure Tronson versed them well for that system, play system.
It was 7-2 in Issaquah, was it not?
7-2. It was a very deceiving, game. Our keeper went down really early in that game with an injury for the rest of the game. That was Tanner's first varsity experience. Comes in off the bench cold into a game, and floodgates. I think we lost our left back 10 minutes into the game for shin splints. They were just comedy of injuries and errors just piled on. So short memory, was that be a goldfish if you're yeah. So if you're Ted Lasso.
Oh my goodness, a shot with a bit of poison in it, just a drop or two, but not a major problem for Mr. Russell. You were saying?
Yeah, and so you kind of just take that game with a grain of salt, and we saw in the state semifinal game, the game was a lot closer than than that, and we had 2 goals taken off the board and a couple other things. So that game was basically really close.
We have a yellow card for Wenatchee. Looks like Julian Reyes. Let me double check on that. I actually thought that the Skyline player injured himself kicking the Wenatchee player, but that could have well been my eyes deceiving me. First yellow card of the game. 17 minutes into it. The clearing by the back line of Wenatchee. Good ball with some space now. Garcia has to clear past one. The shot bounces off on a beautiful stop by Murutkar. You know, last year, actually last week, Coach Johnson was telling us that last year, a lot of the offense was just send it upfield and let Tyler and Bravo take care of it. They'll come up with something. And the roster is such that, of course, you cannot do that. You cannot replace 43 goals a season just like that. You know, there needs to be a degree of adjustment, so to speak. But that ball, that long ball, was kind of reminiscent of the kind of play we saw last year. It's like an open shot into space, and then let Garcia, in this case, work his magic. It didn't pay the dividends they hoped for, but it was like a nice little blast from the past. And speaking of a blast, there was a shot from about 30-plus yards out. Not a major worry that time for Russell. But, yeah, it was reminiscent of what we saw last year a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and I'm kind of an old-school coach, and I don't – historically haven't really embraced the direct play game. But when you want to
build up.
When you do have somebody like Tyler up top, who is that strong, that fast, and skilled, and then Marcos is right there with him, that's you almost want to see it every play because he was double-teamed, triple-teamed a lot. And if he's drawing that many players, Marcos is open.
Somebody's open, yep.
And then as we saw, as soon as they drew all kinds of attention, Gio right there at attacking midfield.
Oh, good move. That's a penalty. That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty, Mr. Referee. At least a yellow card. At least a yellow card. And we will get the yellow card, but for whom? Oh, my goodness. That was right on the edge. That was right on the edge, right on the yellow line. It will be a free kick instead. Yellow card for, looks like number 4 for Skyline, Mr. Micah Palmer.
Yeah, we don't have the privilege of instant replay in the booth, so or VAR. I can't look at that.
But let's see, the referee trying to enforce the 9 meters 15, or the 10 yards. Getting ready for this kick. It looks like Chani Vega, the specialist, as you call them. Let's see. Referees. Just outside. There's the shot. Not a major problem that time. Nimbly stopped by Arnav Murudkar. 20 minutes, 9 seconds. We're still tied at 0-0. Ferreira. In for Skyline is number 22, Rue. Ferreira trying to thread the needle a little bit, trying to connect with Hernandez. There's Rue. Chen shot across, open net! Oh, and it sends it over the crossbar. How unfortunate for Skyline. Golden opportunity for the Spartans.
Yeah, that really fell right at his feet there. Very fortunate for Wenatchee that Skyline didn't tally it right there.
It was Julian Reyes getting the card, it looks like. It was number 10 on that shot, Braden Ferreira. Golden opportunity gone wasting. And is Callan Zumac also entering the contest, re-entering, I should say, for the Panthers. So Reyes is back in. At a moment where the Wenatchee players are thanking their lucky stars. 21 minutes, 36 seconds into this one. This part of the contest brought to you by Clean Connection. Call Clean Connection to keep your carpet, upholstery, and air ducts clean for a healthier environment inside your home. It's locally owned. Find them at yourcleanconnection.com. Pivoting header that time. Clear away at midfield by McKenna. Bit of an exchange of headers there. Garcia and Chani chasing after that one. Rejected. Reyes opening the game up to the right side. Pierre Vega now. Cleared away by, it looked like Chen. Ball goes out of bounds. Skyline on the move. Pushing the reset button. Krop. Murudkar. Garcia to put some pressure. Oh, the delivery doesn't quite work. There's Reyes. Go, 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 go! Wenatchee takes the lead. 22 minutes, 52 seconds. Julian Reyes.
Beautiful shot there. Just perfectly placed and great great pace on that ball. Really difficult to stop coming in from there.
Skyline restarting the action now, down 1-0. Caleb Trong. Rue. Hudson Moore. Rejected, recovered quickly. Nice touch that time by, looked like Mr. Ferreira, opening the game up for Hernandez. This could be interesting. Shot across, and it cannot be sunk in by, it looked like number 17 for Skyline, who's also not on our roster. So we got some homework to do at halftime. There's the shot, and it sails out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for the Wenatchee Panthers. 24 minutes, 14 seconds. Wenatchee ahead by 1-0 after a bit of a miscue there by Murudkar, who so far had been one of the studs for Skyline. He had been really, really good. Made a bit of a mistake there on the goal kick. Landed the ball right at the feet of Julian Reyes, and a player of Julian Reyes does not need those kinds of favors, Matt Wisen.
No, he can take a really fast, quick shot and be very accurate. When you give him time, it's more than accurate.
Long ball, Garcia and Murudkar. Murudkar will wait for the ball, put a stop to the danger, not a major worry. Krop restarting the action. Krop trying to get past Zumak. Long ball down the flank to Hernandez. Hernandez marked by 2. Hernandez into the box, shot across, far post, and a bit too long. Looked like for Mr. Chen. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in. Should be a throw-in for the Wenatchee Panthers. This moment of the game brought to you by Coldwell Banker Cascade, encouraging you to leave your mark. Coldwell Banker Cascade is guiding you to home in North Central Washington. Speaking of home, is there a baseball game going behind us? Nope, just to practice. Just to practice. Whistle on the play. Let's see what the referee says. He didn't care for it. Looks like dangerous play. It might be an indirect free kick for Skyline here.
Yeah, just like on the other end. This
right at the edge.
Right on that line there.
26 minutes, 29 seconds. Action getting set up here. We're already playing under artificial lights, even though it's still nice and clear. Taking care of this kick will be Mr. Rue for the Spartans. One, two, three on the wall. The shot, Rue low, and the stop. Nimbly done by Mr. Tanner Russell. Russell, long ball. Garcia off to the races. Who's going to get there? Garcia trying to surprise Murudkar, and it almost, he kicked the ball almost from the hands of Murudkar when Murudkar had control of it. It was all a matter of timing. I don't think there was any sort of malice in his actions. A quick run. This could be interesting. Into the box. The shot, and it sails over the crossbar. This time it looks like Jackie Chan sending one over. You could see the disappointment even all the way from up here.
Yeah, he just missed that. You could see the top spin and it was dipping, but it just wanted his knee over that ball just a little bit more.
And there's Garcia again. He's going to be a mano a mano. The soft touch. Viene. Goal, 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 goal. Anthony Garcia for the Wenatchee Panthers. Surgical touch. Far post. 2-0 Wenatchee. Matt Wisen.
Different game when you're in your own field, right? and you got some real talent. They need to make that adjustment, or Wenatchee's just going to be eating that middle up all night long. And why take 20 passes when you can only take one and get a goal, right? We saw that in the World Cup. You know, I'm really starting to think this possession game is almost overrated. Because the thing is, and I'm serious when it comes to this, the more turnovers you have, the more transition there is in a game. And teams that and goals are scored, majority of them in transition, correct? And so if you turn over strategically in certain areas just to win the ball back, you've got that opportunity for transition and to attack and take advantage of the team that doesn't react as quickly.
2-0 Wenatchee. Two beautiful goals. And let's face it, Garcia have been wanting his goal for basically since the start of the game. He had quite the number of chances. There's the shot across the center alley. Mr. Chen trying to control. Touch back for Mr. Rue. Rue trying to keep it in bounds under some pressure now. Trong. Jason. Krupp. McKenna. Bit of a chipper there to the stands. Almost nudging one of our camera people. Everybody's safe, however. Good to know. It should be a throw-in. Yes, it's a throw-in. I couldn't see if he had the ball at his feet or over his head. Another throw-in coming. Mata, the long ball down the flank, a bit too long for the chasing Mr. Vega. Pierre Vega looked like. And it will be a goal kick for Skyline, the suddenly reeling Skyline Spartans, who find themselves down 2-0. In the 23rd minute, Julian Reyes, and in the 28th, 29th minute, Mr. Anthony Garcia with a surgical strike past Mr. Murudkar, who, 2 goals notwithstanding, has had a rather decent afternoon, rather evening at this point. Excuse me. Throw in for the Spartans. 31 minutes, 1 second into this first half of play. Oh my goodness, a bit of a miscue there. Mr. Russell came out to get a hold of the ball and got a handful of air. It bounced off and he was able to regain control, but my goodness, bit of a close call again. And you've heard me say this a million times, Matt Wisen. There is nothing more deceitful, deceiving, and duplicitous in soccer than the old 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 2-0. Especially if it's going into halftime it that way. Wenatchee's going to do everything they can do.
A quick run into some pressure there. Hernandez, good touch. Clearing the path. The shot blocked off. Players trying to stay on side. And the defense with more urgency than style. Matt Wisen, the mic is yours again.
Yeah, I think Skyline's recognizing some opportunities here. Just numbers in the box. And put that ball in and hope for some confusion. And they've had 2-3 golden opportunities by doing that.
A quick run down the flank. Hernandez on the mark for Skyline. Bit of a wrestling match. Garcia looking for the foul. That should have been called in my opinion, but play continues.
And likewise, Skyline has made the transition now. They dropped an extra defender to hang out around Mr. Garcia.
Reyes and a charge from behind. Referee says...
He's looking to the AR for the call, and he's not going to call.
Referee says... Nope, just a throw-in. And a good ball into the heart of the box, and it's cleared away by Skyline. A bit of a chippy stretch of play, and another deep ball. Not a problem this time for Murudkar. Ball goes out of bounds. Looking for Julian Reyes, taken away this time by McKenna. Taken right back by the midfield of Wenatchee. There's Reyes, charged from behind, right in front of the referee. Whistle on the play, foul called. This time is Eli Jason getting the wag of the finger. Index finger. It will be a free kick for the Wenatchee Panthers, who lead 2-0, 33 minutes, 27 seconds into this first half of play. Right-footed shot. Oh my goodness, good effort. Just a little wide, and Mr. Murudkar watches it sail by with more than just a hint of relief. Krop. Rue. Some space across midfield. Whistle on the play. It should be Skyline ball, and it is, says the referee. It was Mr. Oh, a couple of whistles there. It was number 17, not on the roster either, who hit the deck there. McKenna, good through ball. Did the referee have his flag up? No, everybody was onside. Play continues. Jason, overcome by the defense of Wenatchee. Off to the races we go on the flank. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's see what the referee says on this one.
Corner.
It should be a corner kick. Yes, indeed. Corner kick. "34 minutes, 47 seconds, just a handful of minutes before the break here. Corner kick. There haven't been that many. By my count, I only have 2 for Wenatchee. Pivoting header on defense. Ball sails out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Panthers. We have a substitution for the Panthers as well. It looks like number 12, Noah Willett. Is that who you have, Matt Wisen? Noah Willett, number 12, enters the contest for the hosts.
Ben Marchand coming out.
There's a throw-in. Bit of a struggle clearing it out, and Mr. Murudkar gets control of the ball, but on the wrong side of the yellow stripe. It will be a corner kick for Wenatchee. 35 minutes, 44 seconds into this one. Wenatchee looking to go up 3 on the Skyline Spartans, visiting us from the east side of beautiful King County. There's a shot across. Header from the right side, not a major worry that time. Reyes, right-footed shot. Reyes, and it sails wide.
Part of the problem when you hit a world beater shot, you start thinking every one of your shots are going to be world beaters when they're a little ambitious.
As a fan, that's exactly what goes through your mind, especially a neophyte like me. It's like, oh, here it comes, and then it sails wide. Header goes out of bounds. It should be Wenatchee ball. There's the throw-in taken care of by Collier. Defensive maneuver by Micah Palmer. Ball goes out of bounds again. Throw-in for Wenatchee, now deeper into Skyline territory. Zumak. Garcia. Shot across. Garcia. Ocampo. Opening the game up to the right side. The long ball looking for Reyes. There's Julian. Reyes shaking one mark. That's to the left, a shot, and that was Mr. Gabriel Mata trying his luck. What do you make of this crowd, Matt Wisen? Pretty good, yeah? Not a whole lot of green, amazingly enough.
Yeah, decent numbers. I don't know if I can pinch everyone that doesn't have green. I'll leave that up to you.
Stay away from me.
Yeah, it's quiet, though, tonight.
Yeah.
Crowd seems a little subdued. I mean, other than maybe some yelling at the referee.
Well, that's...
But,
yeah, that's part of the landscape here at Apple Bowl.
Yeah.
When Wenatchee plays. Play continues. Chen. Reyes. Almost right at the circle. Bit of a triangulation there. Zumac. Garcia. Reyes. Good penetration. No call. Good no call by the referee. I didn't see a foul there.
That was a clean tackle. Yeah.
Zumac. Good give and go. Zumac. Rejected by the back line of Skyline. McKenna. Ferreira having a little fun. Doesn't pay dividends for him though. Garcia on a different zip code than his teammate wanted him to be. Stopped by Murutkar and Palmer. Palmer and Trong. That was Rue on the touch.
A risky pass across the middle.
Oh, yeah.
It's a flat ball. You need to have a negative pass back if you're going to cross the field. Otherwise, that was just an inch or two from being picked off.
Hernandez. McKenna. Hernandez. Waiting for it inside the box is Ferreira. Recovered by Wenatchee. Reyes. Bit of a collision there. Referee says play on. Zumac. Looking up. The shot across. Instead is a shot straight up the line for Garcia into the box. Garcia trying to shake one off. Shot across. Oh my goodness! It sails past Murutkar, who contains in the second try. And there is the whistle that tells us that this very entertaining first half has come to an end, with Wenatchee ahead of Skyline 2-0. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we got 40 more minutes of top-notch soccer action for you. This is NCWLIFE Channel. Don't go away.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, You benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Welcome back to Wenatchee, Washington, where we have just witnessed a very entertaining first half between Skyline and Wenatchee, with Wenatchee ahead 2-0. If we could please take a look at the beautiful tallies we witnessed during the first half of play. The first one, of course, happening, I believe, in the 23rd minute, judging by my notes, which now I can't find. Now, there they are. You gotta hand it to Julian Reyes and the prodigious pair of feet that he has.
Yeah, you can't knock him off his feet. And I was saying that earlier. He's like one of those punching clowns. No matter how hard you hit him, they just like they might hit the ground, but they bounce right back up on their feet and they keep going.
Yeah, and when you make a mistake with a player of Julian Reyes in front of you, you're going to suffer the consequences. And unfortunately for Mr. Moraga, who had a very good first half up to that point, he delivered a goal kick that ended up right at the feet of Julian Reyes, who had no problem sinking that one in. And then a handful of minutes later, Anthony Garcia, a quick run down the flank and a soft touch to the far post, to the left of Mr. Moraga, to make this a 2-0 affair so far. High quality goals, lots of action, a bit of chippiness here and there, but nothing that we could call out of control. It's been so far a hard-fought but clean game. Only 2 yellow cards, one for Micah Palmer of Skyline, the other one for Julian Reyes of Wenatchee. And what can we expect in this second half, Matt Wisen, from these two teams?
Well, you got that 2-0 scoreline discussion we can have. You've got Skyline coming in now down at half, which they're not used to. Down a half on the road, so typically when they're up at home, they can turn on their big strobe light scoreboard in the end zone, which they don't work in their goalies' eyes. But when our goalies are facing in the second half, they got that going for them. You know, they got all these home cooking things that they can stir up to maintain that lead. They're in an uncomfortable position, they're not in a typical position. So I think what Skyline's going to be doing, they had success getting that ball in the box, getting numbers in there, and relying on some miscues. And this game could easily be there are 2 or 3 miscues in Wenatchee's box. Could easily be 3-2 or 2-3, I guess.
This is not a one-sided contest by any means.
No, and Wenatchee likewise. Skyline made the adjustment after the second tally, and they're not playing such a high line anymore. They're tucking an extra defender back. They're not trying to leave Mr. Garcia isolated
all by himself
with a single center back. They're tucking him in. We're actually going to have to build that ball through the thirds now and take a little bit more time and maybe invite them to press a little bit and then go over the top. So you might not see as much direct play in the second half from Wenatchee. You might just see some chippiness, saltiness, and grittiness going on. I don't know. It's soccer. But that's my best guess. If I was going to coach Wenatchee, I would say work the ball through the thirds, take your opportunities, wait for that back line to step up a little bit more, and then go more direct.
You have to applaud Skyline for recognizing that was a problem, because it was time and time again Garcia getting those long balls across the middle onto the flank and having maybe one marker at the most to beat in order to have a clean shot at Moraga. And he tried it so many times that eventually one was bound to go in, and it did.
Yeah, it did. And when that door's open, you just keep sending balls through it, and until they adjust, and they adjusted.
Absolutely. It's been a very entertaining first half. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, 40 more minutes of soccer action here in the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. Don't go away.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
I believe we've been coming to Abby's for 56 years, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
56 years.
Remembering all the events as a family and a community that we spent at Abby's.
Excellent and delicious food at an affordable price. We're delighted that we live close enough to be able to be a frequent customer.
And we are.
And we are. In fact, we've got orders to bring home a giant pizza when we leave here tonight.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up. Time warranty.
Great. I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
I had had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee, Washington. Once again, we'd like to send a quick hello to our friends in the Issaquah-Sammamish area who are watching their Skyline boys battle it out against the Wenatchee Panthers. So far, the score is 2 for Wenatchee, nothing for Skyline. We're at the halftime break. We're just about ready to start this second half. The goal is happening in the 23rd minute, courtesy of Mr. Julian Reyes, and in the 28th minute, courtesy of Anthony Garcia. Both high-quality touches that ended up in the back of the net, and that so far give the Panthers a 2-0 advantage over the Skyline Spartans. But there's still a lot of yarn to knit with, as my grandma might have said, if she liked soccer. Anyway. Anyway. This moment of the game, bad puns and all, brought to you by Confluence Health. High-quality care close to home. Confluence Health is dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high-quality care in 12 communities. I was in Ephrata not too long ago, and I was actually surprised to learn that Confluence Health has a clinic in Ephrata also. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. We see Coach Tronson and Coach Springer, and also Coach, looks like Coach Flores, I'm not sure, walking towards the bench. Players taking their spots. The last-minute huddle for the Panthers. The Panthers will take care of business from left to right. I'm 2 for 2 this year. Left to right on your screen. And the Skyline Spartans will do their thing from right to left. The whistle has been blown. It's time for soccer here in the Wenatchee Valley. Hernandez. The touch for Ferreira. Back to Hernandez. Interrupted by Collier. Starting to get a little chilly here, Matt Wisen.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's soccer, I guess. You're either freezing or you're frying.
Bit of a collision there.
The last 2 games I was here last week, and
oh, my goodness. The Central Valley game. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Whew. There's a player asking for a substitution. It looks like Julian Reyes is asking for a sub. And there will be a sub. There's one player warming up. It looks like it's number 16 for Joan de Landeros getting ready to go in. We'll see if that actually occurs. There's Reyes on the recovery. Reyes. Garcia now doing his thing from the right side. Garcia on the mark is strong. Shot across. Can't quite connect with one of those tall forwards. Vega. Hernandez. Ferreira. Hernandez. On the mark is Collier. Hernandez and Collier. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Wenatchee ball, in my opinion. But first we're going to have a substitution. And yes, indeed, it will be Mr. Landeros entering the contest. And we're also keeping an eye on Mr. Reyes, who basically raced out of the bench area. Hopefully he's all right. There's Murutkar. Trong. The quick touch. Garcia, quickly surrounded by 4. Landeros, opening the game up to Vega. Landeros into the box, and Murutkar. 42-23. We're just starting this second half of play. This moment of the game brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, providing heating and air conditioning service and installation since 1982. Serving residential and commercial, they specialize in indoor air quality installation service and repair. Whistle on the play. It will be Wenatchee ball. The referee under some scrutiny now by some Wenatchee players. It will be Wenatchee ball, it looks like. A free kick for Wenatchee. I was calling that ad, Matt Wisen. What transpired there exactly?
Your guess is as good as mine.
All right.
Ed, the AR's chatting, giving some interpretation here on what he saw.
43-21. They're talking the AR. Looks like the chat is over now. Looks like it's going to be Wenatchee free kick right at the edge of the 18, just like we saw earlier in the first half, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, probably just verifying whether or not it was in that box.
10 steps. That's where the referee wants the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Skyline players on the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4 other Skyline players, plus the goalkeeper. On defensive labor, right-footed shot. And a beauty, but it sails just over the crossbar.
Yeah, that close, it's really hard to get much pace on it because then you got to get up and down. And so then you look for accuracy and that swerve on the ball, and you really can't get it unless you strike it hard. So it's I'd rather take one from 25 out than from 18.
when you're that close, it's very hard to get the spin you want. Absolutely. But Chenny Vega, my goodness, he knows what to do during those free kicks. Wenatchee on the move, facing some pressure. Vega on the mark now is McKenna. Crop. Back to Hernandez. Hernandez and Ferreira. Hernandez, good give and go. Hernandez, the shot across, and it should be a corner kick for Skyline. .45 minutes, 5 seconds. We can see from up here Mrs. Stronson with her entourage of grandchildren. Lovely family. I admit to all sorts of biases when it comes to the Tronsons. Header. Bit of a mix there. A touch to the side for Trong. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Skyline ball. And it should be, I don't think it got to be a corner. I think it's going to be a throw-in. We can't really, there we go. It's a throw-in. Heart of the box, and a header by Mr. Ferreira sails wide. 45 minutes, 55 seconds into this contest. This moment of the game brought to you by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pickup and drop-off available. Stop by their website at globalcarcare.net. We're back in action now. Vega, Chani Vega, the touch up field for Zumak. And the stop by Murutkar. Rolling to his right, putting it into play rather quickly. A sense of urgency developing among the Skyline troops, Wisen.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you do as a coach is you try and get that first goal in the first 10 minutes, first 5 minutes. Try and set the pace.
Switch the momentum to a little bit.
Yep. And you go all out. The other team might press that first 5-10 minutes, really bring the energy up and try and swing it. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here with the referee and the player.
Yeah, it's Julian Reyes re-entering the contest and getting a lecture almost right away from the referee. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Skyline. Off to the races is Mr. Ferreira, who's the Iditarod is nothing with the amount of running, the amount of miles he's put in on this field, Mr. Ferreira today. He's been a stud.
Been a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. There's a touch. Cleared away. Not a major worry, but here's McKenna trying again. There's McKenna. The touch for Hernandez. Sailing past one into the box, and the shot low into the hands of Mr. Tanner Russell. 48-27 into this contest. Approaching the 10-minute mark of this first half of play. There's Chen. Looking for a call. Instead, it's just going to be a throw-in for the Panthers. Zumak. Mata. Switching to the left flank for Sanchez. On the mark is Hernandez. Hernandez on the takeaway. Nicely done. McKenna. Across midfield. Oh, a bit of a charge there. That should be at least a foul, and a foul call it is. Right in front of the referee. Free kick for Skyline. Quick shout out to my dear friend Tia Rohila, Skyline grad, and a former reporter at the Newcastle News in Newcastle, Washington.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Newcastle. They won today.
Oh, that Newcastle. No, no. Yeah, no. This is Newcastle, Washington.
Great stoppage time goal by Newcastle as a penalty and got the win.
There's a substitution for the Panthers. It will be number 7 taking a seat. That will be Alex Sanchez. Entering the contest is number 11, Jose Limon. Throwing for the Panthers. Bit of a battle there, right at midfield. There's Chani Vega. Putting some pressure is Chen. Getting a shove. Mr. Chen doesn't really care for it. Throwing for the Panthers. Substitution happening is number 20 and number 8 for Skyline. Number 20 would be Adaria Sanas. And number 18 would be James Kearns. Let's make a note of that before I forget.
It's like we drew a corner.
And it's a corner kick for Wenatchee. Thank you, Matt Wisen. Wenatchee going to a committee to take care of this corner. Maybe shave off a few seconds off the clock. You do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. 51 minutes, 16 seconds on the clock. Far post. Cleared away. 20-plus yards out and to the birds. This moment of the game brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control. Living healthy, local, and pest-free. You can rest assured that Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet-safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for your free estimate. 509-423-2207. 509-423-2207. 51-51 on the clock. Ferreira. Over to chase it is the artist currently known as number 17. Not a major worry for Mr. Russell. Rue. McKenna. Sanas. Opening the game up. More. Krupp. Touch to the back. Left-footed chipper and the stop by Mr. Russell. Not a major worry for the back line of Wenatchee. Sanas looking for Ferreira. Very impressed with this Ferreira kid, I have to say. I know that it's probably anathema to you, Matt, with your history with Skyline, but I have to say, I give him props.
Oh, they always develop great players.
Quick shot across, and my goodness gracious!
As a club coach, we battled out with that zip code quite a bit. Always seemed to go back and forth between Wenatchee FC, Issaquah, Crossfire, and such. And yeah, so very, very good sides.
Ball goes out of bounds, sent that way by Mr. Reyes, it looks like. It will be a throw-in for Skyline. Ball goes out of bounds once again. Rue. Ferreira. Recovered by Wenatchee. Reyes. Off to the races we go. Chani Vega. Yamashita. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Panthers. 54-29 on the clock.
You know, speaking of clubs, and this is a huge testament to Wenatchee FC's players and coaches. The last few years, we've really been turning lots of heads with the historical West Side dominated club presence or player presence in some of their clubs. Crossfire, you look at their senior team, which is paid for by the rest of their club and such. And now this Valley's got 2 or 3 players on that team. This Valley just produced an 8th grader who was the only player on the West Coast, with the exception of California, to be invited to play for the ID2 national team.
Shot across, good maneuver. And Mr. Murutkar has to hit the deck to send that one to the corner kick. Matt Wisen, the floor is yours.
Yeah, and I believe this player is now playing at Manchester United with the national ID2 team. So, and a few years back, never would have heard of Wenatchee players do that. And last year, we had several players go 14 off of that 03 team play college. One of them, Tyler, was all-conference player of the year.
Whitworth, right?
Yeah. So really he's turning some heads. And this team continues to just reload, which is what, Tronson and such have been putting into place for a long time. And it takes decades to get there.
The corner kick sails wide before it gets to the near post, much to the chagrin and disappointment of the Wenatchee player who took it. But play continues. Wenatchee still trying to find that third telling. There's Garcia battling it out. There's, with a degree of difficulty, Yamashita clearing it out. There's still Wenatchee in control. There's Yamashita with the header. Trying again, Ferreira. Trying the Rabona. Trying the fancy move. Good move down the flank. Trying to get past, it looked like Zumak. Whistle on the play. Let's see what the referee says. Ball went out of bounds. Is that the call?
I believe
it
so.
is the call. It will be Wenatchee ball. 56:42 on the clock. Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Plan your next tournament and event today. Call the Pro Shop to schedule your time on the Full Swing S4 widescreen golf simulators. 509-884-4653. 509-884-4653. Quick run down the flank. Garcia shot across. Garcia open net and nobody there to tap it in.
Love that ball across. Love those hard-driven low balls.
I know you do.
Just fantastic. Yeah, now, like I was saying earlier, a little chemistry here, getting these players on the same page, having them understand what kind of ball Mr. Garcia is going to serve across the goal. It takes a little while.
Throw in for Skyline, deep in their own territory. Quick run. Down the flank. Hernandez, another one who has run the marathon here today. Hernandez, good move, shaking that marker. Trying to get closer to the box. And an even better job by defense. Flag is up, however. Let's see what the referee says. It will be...
I couldn't quite read it.
Me neither. I mean, it looked like he was calling it. He called it in favor of Wenatchee. That much I can tell you. But I don't know if he was a player that was offside, then went back on, and then it was offside and then went back onside.
I don't know. Typically, the AR would be standing there with his flag straight out.
Yeah.
Until that ball's kicked.
Yeah. Well, play continues. It's all moot now. As Joey Triviani once said, it's all a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter. It's moo. A bit of a grab from behind, whistle on the play. Yes, clearly indeed. The foul called on Mr. Sanas. The touch cleared away at midfield. Pivoting header by Garcia. Yamashita on the recovery for Skyline. Skyline with more hustle than clarity, trying to make something happen. There's Pierre Vega battling with Ferreira. The heel touch. Jason into the box, cleared away. Trying again is Zumak. Zumak and Marchand. Marchand pushing the ball upfield. Oh, and a whistle on the play. And I think a yellow card is forthcoming. Yes, indeed. Yellow card for the artist formerly known as, well, currently known as number 17. 59:50 on the clock. Folks, I'd like to take this quick opportunity to steal 30 seconds of your life and say a quick happy birthday with to the person who makes this all this possible for me. My wife, Jeannie. She's turning years old, and well, I never get to do this. So happy birthday, my love. What?
That's
What are you looking at me for?
No, I'm excited for her birthday, and I don't know if I've ever heard you say happy birthday to your wife over the air.
No, I don't think I've ever had the chance. One time I had a game on our anniversary, believe it or not. Shot across, and that's been it.
Yeah,
Sanas.
Clearly an amazing woman.
Oh God, that's just
makes excellent cookies. I still
yes,
am grateful for those cookies on a frostbitten night.
Oh my goodness, that was cold. Cascade against Kashmir. I remember that. Yep. Proud Kashmir grad too. Class of 1994. A quick chipper over the head of the marker, trying to connect with Hernandez, being grabbed there. Whistle on the play. Flag is up, however. None of that will count. Offside called. 61-27 on the clock. This moment of the game brought to you by Kennedy Real Estate Group. They're more than selling houses, they're building communities. Buying or selling? Call the Kennedy Real Estate Group. Find them online at KENADYGroup.com. Free kick for Skyline. This second half has lost a little bit of its sharpness, its crispness, which could be attributed for the fact that, yes, it's like the third game of the season for both of these squads, perhaps the fourth one for Wenatchee. It's still early, so perhaps the conditioning is not quite there. The communication is not quite there between the different parts of the field, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, and both teams have made adjustments and tightened things up, so we're not seeing any one side of the game being dominated right now. It's a little bit back and forth, and I think they figured each other out, and so those open players in the first half aren't quite so open now. The passes are being more contested. Eventually, I think the game's going to probably open back up if the scoreline holds true for the next 5-10 minutes, and then
a good ball that time. Sorry, Matt Wisen, because here come the Wenatchee Panthers. As Garcia trying to penetrate, and whistle on the play. Foul called inside the box, but the foul has been called on Wenatchee. So it will be a free kick for Skyline. And a yellow card for, looks like, Mr. Garcia. The referee did not care for Mr. Garcia's reaction to that call. I don't think that was a yellow card for diving, because I think it was the reaction to the call. And
he kicked the ball away a little bit, which is
a bit of a no-no.
It's a yellow card.
Yeah.
And we saw in the first game, I guess against CV, when there was one of those that took place, which was not called incorrectly, and I think the referees have made some adjustments to keep an eye out for that type of.
Ben Marchand is in the contest in place of Mr. Garcia. '63rd minute of play, the yellow card for the young Wenatchee forward, who already has one goal to his tally, and now it's a daily double. It's Anthony Garcia with a goal and a yellow card, and Julian Reyes with a goal and a yellow card. That's the scoring. The shot across, and the header, and just like that, we get a brand new ball game. Skyline puts one on the board. Number 10, it looks like, Mr. Ferreira. Go ahead.
Just beat Tanner to the ball there. Good header. As a keeper, you're in that position. It's like when you got so much traffic going on in front of you, if you can't get up there and get strong, then there you go. Now we got a whole new game. We'll see what happens here.
Is it me, or did that catch the Wenatchee defense a little flat-footed, a little static, so to speak?
That is one of our Achilles heels, is
Okay.
defending set pieces in the box.
Okay.
We gave up a lot of goals last year on corners, if you remember, and that was very similar to a corner, if not a corner. And just that tight man marking and decision-making in tight with the ball coming across the face of the goal.
Good for Ferreira. He deserves it. He had put in a lot of miles during the last 63 minutes of play. 2-1 Wenatchee. Brand new ball game here at the Apple Bowl. The temperature continues to drop, but the fandom continues to stick around. Very loyal bunch of fans. Bit of a collision there. Matt Wisen, the floor is yours.
Yeah, well, I'll let this play out here.
Oh, well, good touch that time. Oh, my goodness, got a little too fancy there. The heel touch and then the half volley. And the half volley sails a little wide. It looked like it was Mr. Vega, Pierre Vega, on the attempt there.
What I was going to get at is when you got players with yellow cards this early in the season, and we've had a couple players end up with a 2 yellow red.
Yeah.
I believe WIA rules say your second red, you're done for the rest of the season, including playoffs. And so managing your cards this early in the season can really hurt you later on.
2 cards and you're done for the season?
2 red cards, correct. I believe that's WIAA. I was talking to Tronslow earlier about that, and it's kind of how they're filed, but that's what I was told.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness gracious. The quick run down the flank, interrupted by the back line of Skyline. There's Palmer. Long ball, a bit too tall that time for Mr. Eli Jason. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Wenatchee ball. Let's see what the referee says. I don't think he's going to agree with me. No, it will be Wenatchee. 66-56 on the clock. This moment of the game brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Les Schwab takes your safety seriously every time you stop by. Oh, good move. Garcia into the box. Is he going to get there first? The touch, and it sails just a hair wide. Let's see what the referee says. He's going to consult with the assistant referee. I don't think that was a penalty kick myself. I don't think that was a foul.
It was a bang-bang. I believe he probably got some fingertip on that ball. If he didn't.
And they're going with a penalty kick.
Boy.
I did not see that, but we're going to go with the experts. And a yellow card for Mr. Moraga. I thought it was a bang-bang play myself.
He must not have drawn ball with his hand and just got the player as he ran through.
All right, it will be a penalty kick for Wenatchee, 67-52. I personally thought that it was a clear challenge, but then again, we're way up here, folks. I mean, not like on Mount.
Not Eastmont.
Not Mount Eastmont. No, a lot closer, but still. 68-08. 2 actors, 1 scene. Mr. Moraga and it looks like Mr. Reyes. Let's see what happens here. Reyes, right-footed shot. Reyes, and it's 3-1 Wenatchee. Let's see, what's he gonna do? They're just gonna go to the corner? All right. I figured since he was calling his teammates to celebrate, I thought they might have some kind of choreography prepared. But no, just a meeting and a hug at the corner flag. So Julian Reyes with the second personal tally. 69 minutes on a PK. So let's see, it was the 61st minute for the goal by Ferreira, and then in the 69th, the goal by Julian Reyes. So the gap is back at 2 goals. The soft touch. Stopped that time by Kropp. Kropp, the touch upfield for McKenna. McKenna looking to connect with Ferreira. Bit of a battle there. And Ferreira sends a Wenatchee player to the ground. Whistle on the play. It will be Wenatchee ball. This moment of the game brought to you by Sangster Motors, family owned and operated, home of the all-new electric Hummer pickup and SUV. You ever driven a Hummer?
No.
Me neither.
Saw one of the sweetest Hummers I've ever seen in my life, though, an electric one.
No kidding.
Not too long ago. Yeah. When those things, like 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. I mean, I'm serious.
They're a sponsor. Remember, they're a sponsor.
You've got something that is...
Bit of a shot there. Not a problem by Mr. Morodkar.
Is that big and just absolutely, I mean...
tricked out.
Well, as far as the electric engine versus the gas,
Okay.
I mean, you've got twice the torque, twice the pulling power, and everything else, and it's just crazy. But really cool. I mean, it's just my mind's still kind of blown that you got something that big and massive, but you can't hear it because it's so electric, and it just is that fast.
Sanas. Touch to the back. Crop. Looking to connect with McKenna. Trying again was Palmer. Tamashita. Did I say that right? Yamashita. Ball goes out of bounds. It's Yamashita with the ball.
Skyline's starting to press a little bit now. I mean, they don't have anything to lose at this stage in the game, so they're not going to be leaving as many players back. Let's see what Wenatchee decides to do, if they want to start playing more defensively, if they want to try and salt this game away, or if they want to keep adding to the scoreline. It's Skyline's understanding now that it's tough to go.
Take it easy, fellas. Take it easy. A bit of an exchange of ideas there between Ferreira and a Wenatchee player, but nothing major. Matt Wisen, the floor is yours.
It's tough to go on the road 2.5+ hours away for a game that day, getting rid of your road legs and stuff like that. And that this is one of my big beefs with WIA and refusing to move the state championships out of Puyallup and at least give the East Side teams a chance to play a game where they can sleep in their own bed. It's such a massive benefit to have that's not realized.
Listen, I can't really bite the hand that feeds me because I call the state games every year, but still, it bugs me that they're all on the west side.
Oh, yeah.
They're all on the west side. Even when it was Sumner, it's Puyallup, it's Shoreline.
They sleep in their own beds that night and the next day. And there's just, when you're on the road in a hotel on a bus,
it's a different everything.
Everything.
Yeah. There should be like one year on this side, 1 year on the other side. Corner kick. Oh, the swinging shot by Jason. He can't quite connect there.
I don't know if that ball was out. But, again, I'm 50 yards away.
Minus the oxygen tank, like at Eastmont. And the Sherpa. Don't forget the Sherpa.
Oh, man. Yeah, thank goodness for those Sherpas. Otherwise, I'm not getting up those stairs.
73-29. Just a handful of minutes before regulation is over. Wenatchee ahead of Skyline 3-1. The long ball that time. Over to put some pressure is Mr. Limon, and pressure he puts. He leaves the ball hanging for Mr. Reyes, who's going to get his right foot ready with a little bit more enthusiasm and optimism than accuracy. But Limon, the shot across, flag is up. None of that will count. I blame Mr. Reyes for being too optimistic, but apparently he knew exactly what he was doing because Limon almost had the fourth tally, but none of that will count. This moment of the game brought to you by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, providing outstanding value and service since 1962. Free kick for Skyline. Just a reminder, folks, March 21st, Wenatchee at Eastmont Boys Soccer, coming to you live at 7 p.m. Then on the 24th, Friday, March the 24th, is Eisenhower at Eastmont Softball, live at 6:30 p.m. Then on the 28th is Eisenhower at Eastmont Boys Soccer. The shot over the crossbar. They're asking for a handball. They're not getting it, and they can't believe it. Did you see anything illicit there, Matt Wisen?
I didn't. I saw two players, though, from the reaction. Pretty quick on the same team. And, before, I think they both kind of did it at the same time. Sometimes reactions can be truthful if they happen that quick. So I don't know. I didn't see it. So, yeah.
March 28th, Eisenhower at Eastmont Boys Soccer, 7 p.m. And the 31st, West Valley at Wenatchee Baseball, 6:30 p.m. Defensive maneuver by Ocampo, the newly minted Irishman. Quick run, take away by, it looks like
Noah
Willett.
Yep.
What?
Noah Willett.
Willett, thank you.
Really fighting hard. He's taking every second he can to fresh legs.
Of course.
And get on that score sheet.
Of course. This moment of the game brought to you by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. 76 minutes, 13 seconds. You know that scene in the movie Airplane when the Grim Reaper is standing right behind the co-pilot and the pilot?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We have one of our producers standing right behind us, folks. That's what that's about. And, yeah, anyway. 76 minutes, 40 seconds into this one. Wenatchee getting close to wrapping this one up. Ahead 3-1. The hills of the valley starting to light up with all the houses and living rooms. Of course, tuning in to NCWLIFE, right, Matt? Everybody is.
Of course.
Of course. Yes. Murudkar. The touch for Krop. Sanas back to Krop. Upfield for Palmer. Nice heel touch on defense by Wenatchee. And a bit of a grab there. Whistle on the play. Foul called. It will be a free kick for the Panthers. Long ball into the box. Defensive header. Trying to scoop it is Reyes. Instead, it's a counter by Rue. Battling it out that time with Alex Sanchez. Jason fighting for it with Sanchez. Whistle on the play. It will be, looks like a throw-in for Wenatchee. The clock has been stopped. The time is being kept on the field by the officials right now. It is 3-1 Wenatchee. A bit of a break here. A substitution. Number 18, Chani Vega, returning to the action. Bit of a header there. The clearing by Palmer doesn't quite work. Wenatchee pushing a little bit more. Trying to get that fourth tally on the board.
No,
and we have a player down. It's looks like a Wenatchee player. Looks like it's a cramp. It doesn't look to be anything more serious than that, as painful as those can be. But looks like they're trying to, you know how they're pushing the foot back. Looks like they're trying to shake off a cramp. We should be able to see him vertical shortly. Goodness willing. The fans have begun to exit the premises, the friendly confines of the Apple Bowls. Play resumes. Jason, shot across, and Mr. Russell with the stop. Action across the middle. Wenatchee still hoping for that fourth tally. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Skyline ball.
Officially in extra time now.
Across the middle. Sanas. Touch to the back for Palmer. Way out of bounds. Folks, I don't know if this is updated, but I'll say it anyway. Our thanks, of course, to our studio producers, Matthew Moore, Malcolm Whitehall, our line producer, Dan Coons, also known as the Grim Reaper, and our camera people, Eric Granstrom and Clark Simpson. Of course, this fine gentleman next to me, 7 years working together now, Mr. Matt Wisen.
7 years. That's a...
Oh, a bit of a collision there. And let's see what we're going to have here. Yellow card for number 14 for Skyline. That will be none other than Mr. Eli Jason. Free kick, play resumes. Reyes and Ferreira. Bit of a wrestling match there. Whistle on the play. Foul called. And Reyes and Ferreira still sharing opinions.
Yeah, it's just adding time.
Free kick for the Panthers. It could well be the last play of the match. And there's the whistle that tells us that Wenatchee has taken this one from Skyline by a score of 3-1. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, the post-game show here coming to you from the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. Don't go away.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full-swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kuntz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
I believe we've been coming to Abby's for 56 years, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
56 years.
Remembering all the events as a family and a community that we spent at Abby's.
Excellent and delicious food at an affordable price. We're delighted that we live close enough to be able to be a frequent customer.
And we are.
And we are. In fact, we've got orders to bring home a giant pizza when we leave here tonight.
Welcome back to Wenatchee, Washington, where we've just witnessed Wenatchee take this one from Skyline by a score of 3-1. Matt, oh, hello, a guest, number 10, Julian Reyes, also known as BB.
BB,
Where is that coming from, sir?
Just a young name that that my parents called me when I was young.
BB.
Yeah, BB. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick to Julian.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Would you prefer English or Espanol?
English.
English. All right. Julian, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit more about what was the feeling in the locker room prior to this game, because there's a history with Skyline, but it's also a preseason game. There's still some work to be done.
You know, I told this team that this game that we were the underdogs, and I mean we came out and we showed them that we actually are the underdogs.
How so?
Because I mean we lost both of the games, one really harsh, I mean in the semifinals last year in state, and that really hurt us. So I mean we had to come in with power and beat them.
Absolutely. Now, looking back at how this game went, how do you think that you achieved that goal?
I mean we just controlled and we played our game, and we made sure that we have to play our game in order to beat these guys and, you know, have these guys on locks.
Now, was there anything that Skyline did that gave you trouble? Because there were some really good players on the other side.
I mean, they were physical and they maintained the ball well.
Absolutely. Matt Wisen, your show.
Well, congratulations, BB. You know, I've been with in and around your game for a long time, and you know, I gotta say I love watching you play, and you know, I love your family and everything like that. So congratulations. As we were talking earlier, Coach Mr. Sebastian and I, offline, how deadly your shot is, and when the keeper passed that ball to you, you know what was going through your head right there?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't a pass. Come on.
The one that was flying up in the air.
Your first goal.
Your first goal.
When the keeper.
That was Chani.
Oh, it was Chani.
Yeah,
I thought it was the keeper. The keeper did a goal kick and it went kind of haywire on him, and you grabbed it and boom, you shanked it in.
Another player.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I guess I'm exposing my eyes how poorly they are.
Yeah.
But so how's it feel? I mean, there's lots of underclassmen on this team right now that are coming in and are getting quality minutes that we haven't seen historically. And what's the excitement like around this current group?
I mean, we have a lot of young talent, and I mean they showed out tonight, and I mean we like that, and I mean we still have a whole season, so let's get it.
All right, thank you very much, Julian. That was Julian Reyes, the player of the game, as chosen by the coaching staff of the Wenatchee Panthers. We're going to take a quick break. No break? No, we're wrapping this up. All right. Thank you very much to the little voice in my head. And, well, this has been it. A terrific contest between two good teams. We'll probably see them once again in the playoffs somewhere in May. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. On behalf of everyone involved, including this fine gentleman next to me, Matt Wisen, I'm Sebastian Moraga saying thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching tonight's live coverage of local high school sports on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for You. This has been a special presentation of NCWLIFE Channel Sports. We now return you to normal programming already in progress.